Beep, beep, beep. Now then, that's just taken surprisingly longer than I had anticipated. Well, lesson learned. Do not try to upload things to YouTube. Do not. And you actually want to start at any reasonable time. Because I could just stop doing shit and just sit there like, you know, on the last little video like, yes, I'm going to sit at 93% now. Half an hour later it's still like, I'm sitting at 93% now. Thank you very much. Hey, that's not my internet's fault for once. My internet has not given me that much of a problem for a long while. Also, I'm rambling here because I'm not yet sure if everything actually is working. It should be working, but I'm a careful person after all. Is the test loaded? Has it? Maybe? Eventually? Yes, it has, hasn't it? Yes, it has. Okay. Welcome, people. It is time once again to return to one of the classics. Also with a bit of a few little changes along the way, but I shall explain that most short and comprehensively so that we can actually play games instead of, you know, rush talking nonsense. No, I do like talking nonsense. To be fair, it's kind of what I excel at. Okay, don't add a 3 there, that's not good. Now, with that out of the way, let me switch to my other window. Why did I put my other window somewhere else? I don't know, but I decided to put it most unfortunate spot. Did you tell me? Yes, don't even answer. I know. Okay. I think we're somewhat done. So that means we can change things around. And we can play a game. Now, playing around with the sound settings again. And boy, we're back with this one. We haven't played this in a while, so I will give you a bit of a recap of what has happened in the last episode, so that you can catch up without actually having to go back and look the whole last episode. Because, you know, I can't really afford sitting around here for an hour waiting for you to catch up. Much as I would like to just sit here and ramble for an hour while you look at... Actually, we know we could watch it together, technically speaking. Jesus, that would be meta. Imagine, you are streaming yourself, watching a past stream of yours. Yeah, sounds creepy as hell. I don't want to go there. But yes, we're gonna play some Trails in the Sky again. Now, I did kinda skirt around this one for a bit, mostly because, well, for the last couple of months I had a bit of a, well, problem with my throat, which makes making voices a bit difficult. But then I decided to, you know, just go with the fuck it. Put it in the words of our dearest friend, I think Mr. Recordine himself was it, who pointed out that my shell impression is basically a transvestite magician, which is an acute statement, but a bit of a pain in the ass to do. And, well, might have heard me coughing once or twice more than usual lately. That is kinda to do with it. So instead I decided to change things around a bit. So we're gonna play this basically in a Grandia fashion. It means that from now on the females will get just a bit of a more, you know, softer voice touch, and the males will get the normal variety. With some variety here and there, and apart from that I will just assume that you will actually be watching, so that you can see which character is talking anyway. And then, of course, being somebody who suffers from a bit of a throat affliction myself at this point, I should probably not fire up the pipe all that often, but well, fuck it. What's life without a few fun things? No then. Okay. First we're gonna go inside. Yeah, now I know why I'm staying here. The music is great. Now then, to give you a bit of a recap of last time, well, generally speaking, we arrived in Zeiss on our little journey to become senior racers in order to gain our next independent thingy on the next training session in with the different guild branches, and well, quite a few friends along the way, including now the little one in our team, and of course now we are also joined by Agatha himself, the heavy blade. The little one is more important, of course. No questions there. Well, and well, in our search for answers, we also, of course, acquired previously the Black Augment, and well, we figured that Professor Russell, a well-known expert on all things orbital technology-wise, would probably be a good person to start off getting some answers on that particular nonsense. So we left it with him and went around and doing some business, and well, he was actually on his way to, well, get that thing open and get some clues for us, hopefully, when we returned from the nice little hot spring town of Elmo, only to find that the central factory, the, well, most important factory in technological advances in the whole kingdom of Liberal, is kind of smoking rather badly. Now, you would assume that a science institute that does actual experimentation can, of course, suffer a bit of a failure, and a bit of smoke and fire is probably not that unusual. The sheer amount, however, was a bit more than we had, you know, asked for. Yes. Finding out after we got inside relatively quickly that somebody has placed, very conveniently, of course, quite a few smoke canisters around, it was clear that things were going wrong. Leading to us clearing the building one floor at a time, until we finally managed to, well, just arrive in time to see the dear Professor Russell getting abducted, most profoundly by terrorists. Bloody damn terrorism everywhere, I tell ya, not even the Bell Kingdom is free of it. And, well, losing the trail because those fucking terrorists were pretty damn good. They used military uniforms to, well, basically disguise themselves and run away. And now that is where we are. Basically at this point our job is to report to the guild, but following our usual amount of nonsense, we are going to talk to people first. Here we go, let's get to the guild house. Don't spare the horses. Okay, don't let me leave. That's not very nice of you. Now, ah shit, I forgot that's how that is. Ah, for fuck's sake. And then, of course, there's also, of course, a very simple reason why we want to, you know, further our investigation. Mainly the reason is that, well, poor little Tita is going to cry if her grandpa doesn't come back at some point, and while I am most profoundly knowledgeable about the pure suffering that it is to having to interact with children, especially if they're your own, I can also tell you a very, very nice little thing, and I said I do have a bit of a soft spot for them, as long as they're not my own, that is. We're working, and suddenly smoke just put in. We bolted out the door and down to the first floor. You just know this guy's snuck in from the underground. Well, I mean, you're directly connected to a freaking tunnel system. Ain't that hard to imagine that somebody would make use of that. I need to remember the lay of the land for Zeiss. Ah, I missed the music in this game though. Is that I can't continue playing around with voices? That was fun. Whoa. This is where the make Opal engines are. Well, yeah. I'm being transferred to the Abduction project. Me? Sorry to be going in the ops so soon after the attack. Received the message that needs your attention at once. I won't beat around the bush. Want you on the project for the Sale's new engine. Oh yeah, the Sale. Say? Yeah, say. It's French, so they're gonna skimp out on some letters, aren't they? Yes, they will. And actually, the whole Libel and all of the nonsense, it has quite a few French touches, doesn't it? Here and there. Excuse-moi, just quit. This is your big chance, so you'd better produce. Produce what? Failures, miserable failures, many of them. Everyone, Tita. By order of the factory chief, we've kept news about the professor a secret from all but a select number of people. Please try to keep up your spirits, Tita. Thank you, my will. Tita is not happy. Understandable, her grandpa is abducted and she doesn't really have much more family to rely on, so it's kinda, you know, fucky, very mucky. You're not a veteran in mathematics, you know. Here, this camera is the most user-friendly model. You make cameras, don't you? What do you think? Okay, look. The model here has only the tiniest differences that, honestly, I recommend it more. What? No? You want a user-friendly camera? User-friendly can be such a relative term nowadays. It depends, yes. For example, if you're used to it, then Windows is most definitively more user-friendly than, for example, Mac. But on the other side of the argument, if you're more used to Mac, then I guess it's the more user-friendly one. It's really a relative term anyway, because it kind of depends on what you're used to. Cars invented everything, from oval cameras to guns. The Central Factory is full of geniuses, thanks to Professor Russell running it. Inspiration probably just spreads through everyone. Although I'm pretty sure he can just recruit on reputation alone. If you have that much clout going for you, you kinda end up in a situation where it's like, I can probably get whoever I want, and I will probably attract quite a number of very smart people. Yes, I can't do much. I could potentially actually farm some shiny pens to get some shit like this done, but honestly, even with an unperfect setup, we're not playing on nightmares, and it's not really much of a point to it, basically. Decided to keep the news about Professor Russell's secret for the time being. Should make it easier for you to do what you need to do. That was a wise decision. Yeah, we shouldn't want to start a panic. Please find Professor Russell. And Tita, keep your chin up. I'm sure the professor's fine. Yes, sir. Yet it is much softer for my poor little throat, honestly. We have probably did. I did have a doctor's appointment when it came to that. He was like, yeah. I probably shouldn't strain that. I was like, okay, how do I not strain my throat? Talk less. Good advice for somebody working a shop, which means sales, which means talking. Yep. Yep. Oh. Basically, the advice was, yeah, when you feel like it's straining, don't do that. I was like, okay, that's good advice. Thank goodness, the room appears to be left intact. We should be able to resume our work without a problem. That's promising, I guess. So we can't leave the city just yet. I'm pretty sure we can after we talk with the guild lady. Lungs still aren't feeling better yet. Well, you probably inhaled quite a bit of smoke. Hello everyone. As far as I know, there aren't any injuries. It was quite a harrowing experience. Well, at least it seems that no one was hurt. And Tita's like, bitch please, my grandpa. Tita, are you alright? Do you feel ill? No. No, I'm okay. I'm just a little lightheaded. Don't overtax yourself. I imagine you're exhausted. Go and get some rest. Yes, ma'am. I'm pretty sure that comes not necessarily from physical exhaustion, although that is probably also part of the deal. But other things. Thank goodness the lab didn't receive any major damage. Oh, tests are done and we can produce on schedule. Received another tomato. I hear the capital got taken, but my tomatoes are just fine. I was simply hoping one of terrorists come in here and have a taste of one, and then I could market it as a weapon. Not a bite mark anywhere. A very optimistic presumption you're making there. Oh, jeez. Yeah. It can have a bit of a rough day schedule-wise, because it kind of does catch up to you. I can hardly believe it. The Capelle was stolen. I don't know if I can face Professor Russell. Well, you don't have to, he's not here. I don't think they'd actually get away with the Capelle, but what are they going to do with it? You're near the Central Factory, only Professor Russell really understands it. Yeah, that's the problem, they've got both, the Capelle and the Professor. No, the table only smells like smoke now. I'm finished for today. I don't care, I'm going home. Pretty sure that most of the factory staff is not going to complain. Although you could of course help cleaning up, would be nice. Well then, down we go. So I do think next in line is actually reporting to the alright, I have to buy some more photo parts. Excuse me. Okay, thanks for your help. No, I didn't do anything. I was just supposed to check up on some information for the editors. Try and cheer up, okay, Tita? Well, thank you, Mr. T. Don't worry, I'm sure that Estelle Joshua will crack this case, be able to help your grandpa. See you later. Bye bye, little Dorothy. Kika. Please don't look so sad. I'm sure your grandpa's just like... right. Because he's one of the kingdom's foremost scientific minds. I can't imagine anyone wanting to hurt him. You're right. He has to be okay. I mean... doesn't has to, but... What's with that look? Nothing. Time's wasting. Let's go to the guild. Ah, see. Actually, would you allow me now to go out and go? Going up and down those stairs, no problem at all. But then for them, what would we do? Jump off the damn terrace. You could try. Look at you, guy. How did you manage not to get hurt? Really build down the emergency stairs. That must have been tough on you. Did you like a nap? Finally, the smoke's cleared. Glad to hear there were no injuries at the factory. Get some stuff was stolen. You can just build more. Guess I better be getting back to the store. It's you. Come on. I just got back to Zeiss. What in God's name is going on? Well, you see. Hey, what are you doing? Get your butts back to the guild. We've got no time for chit-chat. I hate it when I got it right. I mean, I don't know why. I'm talking to you too. You're Risa, aren't you? Get out there. You're right. Sorry, sir. My job's to worry about what to do next, not what's already said and done. Let's get moving. Bye one. But isn't information important? Okay, see you. I mean, you know. Let's go. To inform all of the potential. Hey. Give me a second while I drink some coffee because, well, I'm just catching up to me fast. Yes, to the smoke stopped. None of these soldiers came out of the factory. I think they were the ones who stopped it. I highly doubt it. Looks like the big fuss is finally over with. What were those military guys doing on all that smoke, I wonder? Oh, you know. I believe this. I don't think I can go back to work. This is a mess, all the smoke in the central factory. My throat's all dried out. Yeah, just be fucking lucky and happy peppy that it's just your throat that's dried out, Jesus Christ. All that mess at the central factory really made me ink. I muddied that sentence a lot. Can't believe there are people who have the guts to attack the central factory. At this rate, the entire city of Zeiss is going to be on the front page. Probably, yeah. Terrorism does tend to attract attention, which is also why it's, you know, liked. Hey there, teacher. The royal mess this is. You heard? No, sir. You like, yeah? Nothing wrong. You spaced out there for a second. No, I'm fine. Well, as long as you didn't get hurt. Well, she's kinda missing her grandpa. The little thing at the central factory got worked out, didn't it? But they haven't caught the guys who did it yet. That's troubling. I hope the next target won't be the factory ship. You already had a case of their ship napping already. We've solved that mystery too, to be fair. I do like to be back in this game though. It's highly relaxing. They're like, why are you doing this? My answer. Because I can't. A group of soldiers with wearing blue uniforms went past me. Judging from the time of the attack on the central factory, I'm sure they were involved. It's too bad I didn't have an whole camera with me. Yeah, bitch boy, carry a camera with you all the time. Wouldn't be practical now, would it? Oh, wait a second, don't we all do that? Can we leave? Hey, where do you think you're going? Let's get to the guild and don't split horses. Yeah, I kinda figured you wouldn't just let me run around most profoundly. Of course not. It certainly seems something serious has happened at the central factory. Do I not know all of the circumstances? This is quite serious. There haven't been any reports of injuries, but I should prepare something anyway. Some good old-fashioned medicine. I mean, the church is good at this. Actually, I do like that the church is actually somewhat reasonably accepting of the science in this world. They're not completely at odds, at least. Or, you know, trying to grab all the science and pretend they know what they're doing. That whole seems strange. Martina won't tell me a thing. No, I shouldn't ask the guests either, but... You're curious, aren't you? Well. Seems like there was some kind of accident or something. Came to observe and study the airship boarding platform. Maybe I should reschedule. Rescheduling is maybe an option. What a surprise though. That attack and everything. I was shocked myself, but we still have to keep calm so the customers can relax. We have to go about doing our jobs as normal. For the sake of our customers. That's very customer-minded of you. I like it. Also, I will now recover all of my health. I don't really remember the next part. Is that guard actually going to stay with me, or would it make sense to unequip him? I fucking don't remember. I mean, I do have enough quads, generally speaking, that it's probably not too much of a problem if some of them get taken away for a while. Thank goodness things have finally calmed down. I can shop properly. I was so busy, if memory serves, deciding what bread to buy. Now like I finally can get back to endlessly thinking about which fucking bread to buy. Just pick one. And the love of God. Dad took a lot of stuff with him when he left. And understand the food and medicine. Why dolls? What a mess this is. Is it true that someone attacked the central factory? My husband left a little while ago. She doesn't come home yet. Hope nothing happens. Mommy! Where did he go? Lady has left to buy a pack of cigarettes, my child. That's the usual. He promised to be back. Glad all the hubbub around the factory has begun to dissipate. Thank goodness everything calmed down before Sunday school finished. I wouldn't want the children to see all that chaos. I kinda get that. Pretty much a pain in the ass if you ask me if that would happen. Because then the children are like, what's happening? Yay, it's a party, it's celebrations. Everybody's like, no, stay away. It's dangerous. I heard about the incident at the central factory. What a surprise that was. No injuries, thank goodness, but I did manage to make off with an awful calculator. Can't tell you what the perpetrator's motivation could have been, to be honest. Apart from, you know, the technological marvel that is a fucking computer. I work on one and the guy who actually designed and built it. But apart from that, I'm glad there were no fires or injuries. But I still can't believe something like this happened. My, it's almost time for Sunday school to finish. I wonder if I should go pick up bits. Attacking the central factory. Who would do such a thing? A rival company, for example. Did you hear about the incident at the factory? It sure does seem to be the center of attention. I mean, for one thing, it's quite literally called the central factory, so there's that. Hey, did you hear? The central factory was attacked. I was inside the store talking, so I didn't see it. Cool. Do you have anything new to sell? It's been so long since we were here. That's actually an upgrade for you. Now I don't really remember if Agatha's actually going to stay with us for a while, but I guess I would need to actually make some money though, don't I? That kinda sucks though. I mean, not that hard honestly speaking, but still pain in the ass. Honestly, I think we can do this. Don't worry about the sword next time, honestly. Shouldn't really make much of a difference, but then again we need it kinda, don't we? Yeah, we need it because while I do have pretty much all the achievements unlocked anyway, because actually the game saves in the same location no matter which platform is on. So since I have this game on the good old-fashioned GOG platform and the Steam platform, when I actually launched this game on Steam and I loaded one of my save games, it was like, ding! Here, take all of the achievements. I was like, okay. Thanks, game. So, fun and jokes aside, there's actually an achievement for having all of the weapons collected, I think. Was it all of the weapons and all of the armor? Something like this. There used to be guys trying to steal from the factory all the time back in the day. They've refined their methods these days. I mean, now canisters aren't that much of a advanced technique. Hey, did you hear about the central factory? Really hope Louis is okay. Sounds like there was a heck of a fuss over the factory. Some guy snuck in trying to steal one of the new top secret experiments. Well, the problem is they actually got away with it. And the mind that actually conjured up said, technological marvel, which is precisely the fucking problem we have. Yeah, there was an accident at the factory or something. Are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. That's good to hear. Yeah, this is a much easier on my throat though. I wonder what that nonsense is though. I mean, oh, doesn't seem to be anything serious, but as usual, my dearest, well, I mean, he's an old acquaintance of mine, the doctor in question. But if he tells you to, you know, don't strain your throat unnecessarily, I will do so. Well, we're pretty much everywhere, so the only thing we have actually left is to make money, sadly enough. Wait, where's my cooking menu? Which button was cooking menu? This button was cooking menu now. Go all the way down, go all the way down. Which is the better one? Apple ice cream is one, if memory serves, that sells for a nice amount of money. And the other is the vegetable sandwich, if memory serves. I'm pretty sure apple ice cream is the one that's easiest to make. Anything else? I do try to remember actually which ones are the ones that are making sense. But anything that has basically monster parts you don't want to try to make money off anyway, because monster parts are, you can't buy them, which is a pain. So everything like here, the monster sushi for example, with the curative one and stuff like this. But it's easy enough to farm them from the monsters, just a pain in the ass to do if you want to, you know, make some money. So that falls away then. And you're left with stuff like this, but there's a saver opinion in there. And stuff like this, where the cost of the ingredients themselves either are bigger, or at least at the same level of the finished produce, which is, you know, not the point. Which leads you then to stuff like where the fuck is it? The apple ice cream. The apple ice cream is a very generous little offering. What do we need? Maple sugar, fresh eggs, fresh milk, and ripe apple. Fresh milk. Oh, excuse me. Fresh eggs. Ripe apple. And the maple sugar, I think was it. We need to make a bit of money because we kind of need to buy a weapon for the little Agate, for the collection basically. It's I mean, technically speaking, I guess you don't really have to, but even if this is your first playthrough, for example, I would still kind of go for it. Just get it over and done with basically. Okay, let's say we're doing this like 5 times, and then we go and talk to the guild, and then we actually, what's after this? Can I actually leave the area after that? That's actually my question for the moment. Memory of mine, you let me down. To be fair, I kinda had a bit of a rough day planning wise, so things got a bit out of control in the middle, and then I had to help out in an unforeseen capacity. That's a very nice way of saying it. Which, you know, kinda screwed me over a bit. It also means that I'm a bit more tired than I would usually be. Shit, one too much. Which makes me a bit slower than usually. Yeah, we will continue playing this, so just to, you know, until its very end, but I do think I will kinda have to take a bit of a pass for the voice work. For the moment. Not that I don't enjoy playing Estelle as a, you know, transvestite magician. Yes, poor Mr. Acadine has pointed out so very precisely. But, yeah, I very much need my throat for other things. I do kind of have to run a store, and I do kind of need to talk with my customers, and I can't really do that if I have to, oh well, if I basically choke on my own throat all the bloody time. Kinda a bit of a problem, that one. It gets me, basically now we have enough money that we can just buy it and be back at the amount of money we had before. I will probably make, before we actually start getting into this again a bit, you know, more invested, as it's on more regular episodes, I will actually go ahead and, where's the fuck? I pressed this button the first time, the game didn't show me the menu, then I pressed all of the other buttons, and suddenly it's like, here, take this now. Game. You are a bit of an asshole, aren't you? Sometimes. Well, to be fair, an amusing little asshole, so I can actually kind of live with that. Skull pen and feather bruise, skull pen and feather bruise, grey. Oh yeah, I have a grey locket already. This is fucking amazing thing. Nothing in the whole wide world is better than the grey locket. And I that much. And since I don't really have any reason to equip you with anything, it's gonna give you some basic bitch shit. Mostly because I still don't really remember if Agatha actually stays with us, so there's that. I think we talked to her when we can talk, so into the bracelet will we go. Oh look, it's the professor again. You have impeccable timing. It's you. Oh my, Miss Stell and Joshua. Haven't seen you two in some time. You're doing well, I hope. Reasonably. Professor Alba, what are you doing in Zeiss? Tell me you got an escort this time. Never my dad. I've learned the whereabouts of the criminals. This gentleman is an eyewitness. Oh. What? I thought that what I saw might be significant. Good then. I'm glad I came. Anyway, I had been doing field research on the tower up until a short time ago. You're talking about one of the Tetra Creek towers, right? And it have to be Cornelia Tower, north of the Plains Road. Yes, and I saw several soldiers enter the structure. I initially thought them to be members of the Royal Army, but they seem to be sticking to the shadows, and I heard them mention something about a kidnapping and an escape route. I was greatly unsettled by the whole matter. I came directly here to tell what I saw. The soldiers. What kind of uniforms were they wearing? Let me think. It was a blue and white uniform. Very sharp looking. Just as one would expect from Her Majesty's native land. Even the military dresses stylishly. That's gotta be them. Come on, we have to hurry to the Cornelia Tower. Right. Acknowledged. The Tita's like, can I come too? Please, take me with you. Well, everybody's like, no. Hey, run. Huh? There's no good reason for us to bring you along. Use the brain of yours for some common sense. But Grandpa was kidnapped. I have to. I'm his mirror kid. Let me put it to you straight. You're just gonna get in the way. You stay behind. Don't say it like this, you fucking ass. Hey, hold on a second. Why do you get off talking to her like that? You shut it. You know I'm right. Can't afford to pick up some amateur slack, much less a goddamn kid. Well, yeah, sure. Don't just stand there. Say something. And you're just like, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. I'm sorry, but I'm with him on this. There's not a chance in the world that those men aren't expecting us to be on their trail. Much as I'd like to have her with us, it's just too dangerous to bring her along. I'm sorry, teacher. Yes, we can't take you. How can you be so mean? Of course she's running out. What are you expecting, you idiots? Wait, still. Leave her be, for now. The best thing we can do for her is to save the professor. You know, gonna just... Today, people. I mean, he makes a good point. Lika, you can contact the army, right? Yes. May the fortunes of us smile upon you. Seems that something major is going on here. Please take care of yourselves. Yes, we sure do so very much. Which looks like quite a mess. Do try to be careful. If there's any news, I'll have Ron get in contact with you. I need to get to the Cornelia Tower now. Oh, so you say. Man, I just lost my backliner. That ain't good. That's an uncomfortable positioning you're doing there. Let's rearrange it a bit, shall we? Usually I would like to have a little backliner here, a little teeter with a big cannon. You know, because who doesn't love a big, nice, fat cannon? I wonder, can I move freely now? Let's see. I can. Oh, fuck you, game. I'm going to go exploring now. Okay, where is my map button? Actually a good question of where the fuck are we going to go first, don't we? The question is... Question is indeed... Okay, I kinda can see how the wind is blowing, so listen. First things first, we do need to set up our quads a bit different, and I do kinda need to farm a few more quads. So going actually to the tower is probably not a good idea straight. What we're gonna do is instead we're gonna do all the talking points, get everything done. Then I'm going to make a save game in the city, and then we are going to start from there basically next time. In the in-between, I'm actually going to try to get some extra free spending time. That's gonna be fun to find an opportunity for that, but well, so be it. I will make do. And then I will actually farm that. Now the question I do kinda ask myself right now is, do I actually want to stream that? Honestly, it's not going to be that interesting because it's just me running my head straight into some shining bombs over and over and over again. I'll think about it. Let's say it like this. Maybe, I mean, technically speaking, if you want to showcase a game in its full capacity. Give me a second while I drop my positioning and my pipe. And the doctor's gonna kill me for smoking my pipe and I have me with my throat anyway, but just don't tell him, okay? It's gonna be a little secret between just you, me, and well, potentially the rest of the world. Well, let's not think about it too deeply, shall we? Better. I know the website. Oh yeah, presentation. But technically, if we want to present a game in its full, in its absolute state, basically from beginning to end, in not necessarily even a let's play format, but basically as long as your goal is to actually showcase A to Z of game, whatever. Then in a game like this, of course, the grinding you do would potentially be a good part of it, but it's not really entertaining to watch necessarily, because it's basically just repetitive stuff, of course. I mean, grinding is by its nature repetitive. That's kind of what it is meant to be. Like, for example, that money making with cooking. That's just repetitive stuff, but it's a part of the game you should make use of if you're smart. Otherwise, you're going to run out of money very quickly, very often. On the other side, though, there is also, of course, the counter argument always. Most games are somewhat set up that you can beat them without any grind, potentially. It's going to be harder and more of a challenge, but not impossible. That's really not my style to do it. Kinda between. For the moment I'm leaning more into the yes direction, but yeah, I guess I'm gonna make it as a compromise. I'm actually going to say it like this. The next episode will definitely be a grind episode. and we're going to do it sometime this week, so get it out of the way with, and we can then continue. I will, however, specifically name it with something with grind in the title, so you can just zap over it and go like, oh, it's the grinding episode, I'm going to not watch that. So you actually have the option. As for actual content, apart from, you know, the repetitive grind, is probably going to be a lot of ramblings of my own about this, that, and other nonsense. As long as I don't strain my voice overly much, that shouldn't really be a problem. So, you know, not much more of the good old-fashioned Estelle voice, transvestite magician voice. Yes. Sadly, I will have to cut short on that for a while, but at least in a grind episode, that shouldn't really be a problem. And maybe as long as I, you know, take that fucking advice to heart and actually take my prescribed healthy stuff, maybe that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I think we're gonna I think that's a good middle way, actually. It's always good to make quick decisions. Also, just to make sure, let me quickly write a little note. There's my pen. Next one. The sweet. The 52. That I actually know that is for this week and not for some other week. And I just called episode grind. Yes. Good, right. Okay. Now, put that one away, and now we're back in action. Oh, that was some crazy business they had over in Zeiss. I was thinking of traveling out to the Republic, but after that terrorist attack I don't feel very safe. Oh, obviously not. Also, if you prefer the soundtrack of Elmo Village to Zeiss, you can also do the apple cooking tricky here, basically, if you so inclined. All the adults are in shock because of what happened in Zeiss, but Quantai and the other kids are out to play. I think I was happiest when I was a young boy. About Quantai's age when I first met my wife. Well, that's good for you, I guess. Rarely do relationships that start that early evolve into anything serious, actually. Sounds like something big happened over in Zeiss. The world's getting to be quite a scary place. Hope all that insanity doesn't find its way to this place. Good point. Hello, how have you been? I heard about the burglary at the Central Factory. It had me a little bit worried. Still, these things do happen. Shame, but still. All people wanted to talk about today was that incident in Zeiss. Here they are in the Great Resort, and that's what they all want to discuss. How's that for them? Kinda is. Don't remember if I actually had that in my cooking inventory yet. I do. Actually, we're not missing that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I missed one somewhere along the way. This food is very authentic. Yeah, I come out of the way. Should like to try some Libel cooking. An Eastern man. Why are you sitting at an Eastern Inn then if you want some local cuisine? Why don't you go to the city, where you'll probably get one? One of the local specialities or something. Yeah, you mention it, but was there some kind of incident in Zeiss? What's the world coming to? Oh, nothing actually. Just how it always has been. Oh, it's my turn for your questions. But spread already. Something was stolen from the Central Factory, right? Embrace a sure hard working bunch of people. I mean, kinda, but we're not really supposed to be here. Technically speaking, we're supposed to be heading to the tower ASAP. Make sure that those culprits don't escape. But you know, rushing in an RPG is perhaps the most obnoxious waste you can do. It was quite a dangerous incident in Zeiss. Good thing we decided to come here early. Oh, I can just take a bath here. Oh, right, I can. It should restore my CP, shouldn't it? Yes, it does. Fucking full CP. Also, just to make sure. What the fuck do you have? Ah, you idiot. I don't know why he starts. I mean, from this moment on, he has access to Final Break, which is his better S-Craft. Why would you just set this up to this one? In a kind of fucking Final Break. I do like it that the texts don't align. That's the right one. See, it stays. The text is buggy. Barrage, Black Fang. If I should go back into the menu, will that actually help? Yeah, it will. Okay, so it just doesn't change immediately. I see. That's interesting. I never actually realized. I was just like, why doesn't my text change? I see now. I ate a little from the staff, but was there really an attack in size? News has spread here just by word of mouth. That must be quite a mess in size. Oh, you'd be surprised, but actually at one point, yeah, the people seem to underestimate it, but word of mouth spreads fucking fast, fucking far. That's why many people who actually run stores, you know, the managers and stuff, make very much sure that their people understand to be nice to their customers. Because getting a bad reputation is easy, getting rid of that is really hard. Yet they still haven't caught those criminals in size. Yes, an army base near the town. I'd like to believe things are safe. Terrorism struck right at the heart of the city. Safe is not an option. Why does everybody care so much about the other side of the mountain? You guys act like such little kids. I mean, they are. You know the spring on the other side of the mountain. I've heard all about it, but I've never seen it for real. I'd go right now if it weren't for these stupid fans. Hot spring there has got to be gigantic. It's been giving us hot water for years and still hasn't dried up. Wish I could see it once. I mean, wouldn't that be because the water comes actually from some of the underground rains? As long as those don't dry up, you should get water for like, oh, eternity? I don't know. I mean, you know, just as well as a well can dry up, things can happen, yes, but there's a lot of water traveling underground, let's just say. Let's avoid the monsters, because we're not here to fight them, actually. Map. Ooh, I didn't even know that. Look at that, I can get some nice little... I mean, I like to use the normal map, though, but that's neat. Let's see. See, I can see all three directions. But I mean, this is, at least for me, a lot more comfortable, but, you know. Ah, Trails in the Sky series. Such a nice little series, actually. I mean, you know, can't really argue with that. It's a nice and sweet series. That's my... I immediately remember where my turbo button is. The first time I'm in combat after a while. First thing I remember, oh look, there's a fucking pasta button. Okay, so we are not going to go to Cornelia Tower, of course not. We're going to avoid that one like the plague, because that's where the story continues. And before that, I kind of want to build up a bit more. I mean, you know, farming things and building up some money, it shouldn't take that long. Like maybe, if we're somewhat efficient about it, an hour or so of farming with a Shadow Spear setup should do more than well enough, honestly. Bing, 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 bing. You will not. You've been denied. I mean, we don't need to grind level-wise, because level-wise we're actually ahead of the curve. But, just to point this out once more, I have missed this game though. Music and all is really nice. I really do enjoy it. I did a fucking good job with the music. And you know, you have to honor that when you come across it. Yeah, there was an incident in size, and they are starting border inspections. Maybe I should wait a little and come through later. Read a book or something. You guys like to read? If you want, you can have this one. I'm done with it. Ooh, right. I actually need to open my list, because I didn't even... Fuck's sake, I didn't even open my list of books yet. Shit. There was a high chance we actually missed this one. Ah, good thing that I'm actually... do kind of talk to people. His book is pretty good. Actually, at some point I kind of have to read that to you, don't I? I mean, I have done so pretty much everything else, so it would kind of be strange to not do it for this one. Okay, but for now we have all of them. I really do need my list though. Jesus Christ, you can't miss one of those because you only ever get basically one chance to get them, and if you miss one, you're fucked. And these are the books, just a bit, you know, not so direct spoiler, but you need all of them to basically change them later on for one of the ultimate weapons. And every one of your main characters has an ultimate weapon. So, you know, there's one for Joshua, there's one for Estelle, there's one for Tita, for Agathe, for Chloe. You know, all the important people. Which means, also, if you want to have a full set with everybody equipped with the best weapon, you will have to do multiple playthroughs. I mean, it's kinda how it is. You heard about what happened in Zeiss, how terrible for everyone living there. But still, you've got to be more than 60% brass to hit the central factory like that. Whoever they are, they can't just be some pretty crooks. I would actually kinda agree, that takes some brass balls, to be fair. Okay. Good thing is, see, when you on the right side see what ingredients are inside, then you know you already ate that shit. I think though, in the last area, in the Ruan region, I missed one recipe, I think. Well, I think. I'm not too sure, but I kind of feel like it. We're in the middle of inspections now. There was some big incident in Zeiss. Lately we've been stepping up all of our border inspection procedures. And he's still just sleeping peacefully, going like, well, don't care, don't give a shit. Thanks to what happened in Zeiss, people without a very good reason will not be granted passes. I'd recently think is we're planning on going to the Republic. The attack was a huge deal and it's slowing down customs. Pretty damn obvious because you don't want to let him escape. Under your nose. Just got an emergency message. This base is now officially on alert. Seems that the incident in Zeiss was the work of some well-organized criminals. It wouldn't surprise me if spies from another country were involved in it too. Yeah, but I wouldn't... I mean, I wouldn't put it beside or behind the Republic completely to be a bit involved, but I'd put my money more on the Empire, honestly. Because, you know, the Empire is... bit of an aggressive asshole sometimes. Sometimes it's a very nice way of saying it. They are a lot more expansionist, let's just say. The Republic kinda keeps them at base usually, and they are basically their highest and closest competitioners. So those two at each other's throat, which kinda usually works well for the other smaller countries. But it hasn't really stopped the Empire from trying to expand still. I do think that they kinda, lore-wise, picked up a few smaller things and just annexed them basically. The one thing, oh yeah, yes, I actually remember that was from, well, later on in the series when you play the Trails of Cold Steel parts. One of the characters is actually from one now called Special Economic Zone, basically once a free and nice little part of the map that the Empire annexed through less than completely legal means. I mean, in the end it is legal because, you know, the state makes the laws, so if the state says it's legal, it's legal. But they use some very underhanded tactics there. Can I? Yes, I can. Okay, let's go back to the fort too, and then we only have the stuff behind the other road left. The eastern exit of Zeiss, basically. Okay, right, I forgot. I don't have the web markers anymore because I don't have that equipped, actually. Bit of a shame, yes, but, well, so be it. Of course, you use a reverse card, which goes bling! Not that it keeps you protected, but still. Also, yeah, if you actually think about farming for the feed, so you can actually, you know, get yourself some nice quads and stuff. Honestly, don't bother with normal monsters. It's really not worth it. It's a pain in the ass, and it's... you just don't get the points. If you really want to farm them, if you really want to get your little dream set of little quartz things going, then Shiny Pom is basically the only way you can go. Everything else is just not nearly as efficient. Hey. Also, this is pretty much the, well... Yeah, I think actually this is the first real good opportunity to farm shiny bombs because they are nicely positioned and they actually give a decent amount and a decent number of things, so not bad at all. Why am I actually healing? I'm not wounded. It's just, you know, the instinct honed through many years of playing games, like the last example would of course be Grandia 2 that we just played. What a blast that was actually. I really had forgotten how fun this game can be, although the dialogue in some places, at least the translated dialogue, really fucks with me to a high degree. Comparatively speaking, this dialogue here is just around sweet and nice. It doesn't feel like my tongue tries you now to murder me for trying to actually read that sentence out loud. It's not so bad when you actually read it in your head, but if you try to read it out loud, then that's when it really fucks with you. The checkpoint's currently in a state of high alert. Sorry, but you need to keep your voices down when it comes to any rumors. I've heard nothing, I know nothing, and even if asked, I will not say anything. But races after all. I'm sorry, but no one is currently allowed through, except in the case of emergencies. This will remain in effect until those responsible for the attacks in Zeiss are apprehended. So, we're going to high alert. Gotta watch what we say and who we say to. Plus, there are the privates to consider. Say, sure hope we don't get any more bad news. I'm afraid to talk to anybody for fear more depressing news. That's bad for somebody running a shop. You should most definitively talk to people. Kinda how you run your business. If it's just basically, if you just offer standard rest stop things, so standard food, standard drink, and standard beds, then really all you have to distinguish yourself is your personality. So talk that bitch up. Wait, literally. Don't try to get her in bed, but technically speaking, yes, you want to get that bitch, that particular bitch, the customer, in bed. Financially speaking, basically you're the prostitute. He, the customer, is the very, very wealthy one you really want to get. Because you know, you get that one, you'll spend. Now, apply that to basically every customer to kind of get the idea. Also, you know, what was that saying again? The customer's always right. That's actually not true. Also, it's not the whole saying, to be fair. I think the original saying was something like the customer's always right in questions of style or something like this. Basically, the meaning was originally like, you know, if the customer wants to wear a really ugly hat, you sell it to him because he pays for it. Nice and easy. And then people kind of got it a bit wrong. Not always shortening good. No, not always. Somebody's got him shouting. It would be obvious by the looks of it. This checkpoint's got security measures in place. I am assuming that a checkpoint would have security measures in place. Otherwise it wouldn't be much of a checkpoint. Hello there, bracers. I've already been briefed on the attack on the central lab. This checkpoint will be conducting strict inspections in conjunction with all the other areas. I'll wait that the culprit will escape now. Relax, I'm sure they'll be apprehended in no time. You're forgetting something very important here, my little one. Let me explain to you. Checkpoints. Those are ground-based things. As long as they're on foot, not a problem. You will actually capture them, or well, at least you will keep them inside a certain area, as long as you don't let them pass through the checkpoints. But what if they have an airship? Or, for fuck's sake, a boat? Can we see the world map from here? Where was world map button? Sure, there was a world map button. Yeah, there is. Okay, you see, here is Zeiss. There's Elmo. You can reach Elmo because down there, or the direction, there's no checkpoint. As long as you make it out of Zeiss and you go down to Elmo, you can get access to the TC's Bay. So you could then, you know, sail along the coast to the west, along that little outcropping there, northern up into the Auxilia Bay, and voila, you're in the Ruin region. Fuck you just escaped. Of course, that would take some preparation beforehand, but yeah. And it's not that hard to find a secluded spot on beaches and hide a boat somewhere in a stony area. So you know, kinda. Absolutely not impossible. Well, then we have one last destination that we kinda won't need to talk our way through. I'm feeling kinda sad that we are one cheetah short though. Little one. Big cutie. Really would like to play around with her voice a bit more because I do kind of enjoy doing that. I know, sounds funny, but makes it a bit more fun, but no. We will... I mean, basically if I have a choice between playing around with it and then having to wait, like, you know, a month or so before I can play it again because, ouch, Sword doesn't like it. Or I just do a very, very small amount of, you know, just a bit of dividing between basically the male and the female parts. And I can play this, you know, a bit more frequently, then yeah, it's not really much of a hard choice now, is it? But well. But well, well, well. People are by their nature greedy. We always want to have everything. Including, of course, everything we can't have. Okay, so you have no new dialogue. I kinda figured as much, but kinda wanted to make sure, so I just wanted to talk to 2 or 3 people to find out. Now in the Ritter Roadway. As you can see, the only destination we have available is the Sanctime Gate. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. I do like this. It's a neat little option. Actually, might not believe this, but the Legend of Heroes series is of course a lot longer than just what you see here. There are quite a few more parts to it, and I actually do have, technically speaking, access to a few of the very old parts, the first few parts that actually are available in the English language, and let's just say the game was not always as greatly thought out and laid out as it was after a bit of experience was accumulated. Way back when this was a very different beast of game. You can see the potential, but still quite a long way until here. Hey, sorry. Because of that incident at the Zero Factory, we are holding gate inspections. Yeah, no sweat, man. I got at you. Oh, fraternization. Wanna go sightseeing? You better do it now. Isn't inviting me to go sightseeing fraternization too? Because you're basically making friendly with me. You're supposed to be having a drill today. Since the terrorist attack though, we've been on an emergency alert. I'm sorry, but I can't just let you pass through. Very sorry, but all visitors are to be inspected. Anti-terrorist measures. I apologize again. Wasn't what happened in Zeiss just terrifying? It was nice to know there were a big strong man nearby though. No, I just love soldiers. Bit of a fetish day, little one. It's just awful. A terrorist attack in Zeiss this time seemed to be destined to suffer. It is our allotted life. One of the soldiers just explained the reason for all the inspections. The 2 of us are citizens of Gransel, so we're fine, but we're holding everyone until they can confirm their identity and origin. This entire terrorist attack has been a terrible ordeal. You know what that shit goes. There's turning to a grand old cluster in it. All I can do is help feed the ones doing all the hard work. You won't get anything accomplished on an empty stomach, that's for sure. Full stomach keeps the mind on task, I'd like to say. Not untrue, not untrue. You do kinda give your engine something to run on, otherwise it will sputter and die. Another incident. Well, the people here have anything better to do. Forget about Zeiss, right? Thanks to all the inspections, I couldn't get into the capital. But now, okay, gotta stay cool. I'll protect you well off. That's not staying cool though. I'm afraid we have to hold all travelers pending proof of origin and destination. Wouldn't have to tell you why, out of the Zeiss. Our own El Alamo or something. The Royal Army is doing everything to prevent the Preparator from leaving Zeiss. Make it sound like something really big happened in Zeiss, but honestly, won't be able to get any sort of past. Yeah, I kinda know, you're sure. Don't be smart as to be. Like, why are you even trying then? I'd like to see your little portrait talk to me. Yes. But when you think about it, we have no death cases so far, so, you know, it could be worse. No one has died. We have a few minor injuries in the case of, you know, a halfway serious coughing fit or something. And the kidnapping. And kidnapping is serious. That much must be said. Keep getting the feeling somebody's going to jump out of the bushes at me. Bitch, please, you're like 20 meters high off the ground. I don't think there are any bushes high enough for somebody to get up here. If the terrorists do get away, it's going to be embarrassing for all of us. Okay, we're going to be on alert for... Yeah. I mean, I guess this is a good bit of medicine for those poor bored soldiers who have rarely anything to do, I'd imagine. Honestly, in peace times, being a soldier is not really a bad job. You get a nice payment and you have not that much to do. It has turned into a fine old mess, hasn't it? I hope they catch those criminals, so all of these inspections can stop. In the meantime, I'd get up at some rooms already for all the people being held out. Yeah, that's going to be bad for the economy, I can tell you that much. Many merchants actually walk on a very close schedule, and if that gets interrupted because of some hold-up like this, that's going to start costing them money. And when merchants, especially the ones who actually have a lot of money to go around, get annoyed, they tend to make sure that the rest of the world knows. Which can make the life of, you know, your poor average military man quite a bit of a hassle. After all, money makes the world go round. Quite a bit. And I think the only thing up here is the Leyston Fortress. Is it Leyston Fortress? I think it is. Okay, that was not the best planned move I have ever made, to be fair. I kind of figured it'd be pretty tough. Hey, actually managed to poison him. That's not nice. I always kind of forget just how annoying those Rhino-Siders are actually in combat, because, well, they're fucking tough as shit. It's really hard to murder them. Which is why I actually do like to have Eagle Eyes equipped as a quad, because that actually shows you the little pips on the map where the enemies are, so you can avoid them by looking at the map. Which you then get used to doing, and so you can end up a bit of a fucky situation. And Joshua's like, well, I will take my revenge now. Just hold still for a moment. And wait, Gainer. A very useful little spell. Bit of a problem that. Well, as long as Joshua gets a good bit of healing. Actually, I could have just used Tear for that, couldn't I? Because that would have been more efficient. Call for backup. Yeah, fuck you too. That ain't nice. It's the bad touch. And the cancel cutter. Yeah, that ain't good. Because the cancel cutter actually, you know, interrupts spellcasting. Which is, of course, a pain in the ass. And that's pretty mildly. Actually, why don't you have any of the bigger and better ones equipped? Is there any reason for that? Because I kind of wanted you to continue having that thing available to you. Yes, I remember now. Could you stop calling for backup for one singular second? Kinda getting annoying. I'm gonna hellgate you now, because I can. Screw you, I know what to stand for. Shit. Moved out of the way. With impeccable timing it did so. Definitely should heal Joshua though. It's kinda taken a bit too much of a... But you stop doing that, you Mongoloid. Very nice of you. Okay, first thing first, let's actually heal poor little Joshua, because, well, he is getting kinda, you know... Oh yeah, you don't remember positioning. I always forget that. Then I wonder why it's not working. Actually, isn't there a setting for that? I don't remember off the top of my head, actually. Don't think so. Yeah, it was Laced Fortress. Right all along. But still, the Major's got things pretty tough. You push around and used by those guys in intelligence all the time. Being forthright is admirable, but I think you should be more... Hey, you! How long have you been standing there? This area is strictly off limits to civilians. Get out of here before I have to arrest you. I formally refuse for the sake of Major Sid. Mayor is a good man. Intelligent too. Only problem is that he's probably too nice a guy. It sounds like something the military would very much like to have for PR. I think actually that was everything, wasn't it? I just take one single look around and I already feel like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Stay back. Ah, you gotta love the cancel kappa, don't you? Really drives home just how soulish this move is. Can I actually cancel you? Do I have any craft for that? Penetrate in the beat. Do not. I'm gonna cast that. Believe you me. Well, okay. He got away with it once. Can't do shit about that, I guess. But even though my level is rather high for the area. And the game is actually well balanced, because while I can win rather easily with just, you know, basically 2 Johannas, I would be making more active use of my arts. It would be even easier. But you don't get to feel completely overpowered. Because, well, the amount of XP you get actually gets reduced once you reach a certain max level for the area, basically. Not a bad tactic at all, I'd say. Keeps the game somewhat balanced. Because otherwise we would just be steamrolling through there. We are kinda already steamrolling through this. Quite nicely, I'd say. Yeah, and fuck you too, little creature. And fuck you too very much. Do you have anything like this for chance, bastard? Why would you? Let's call it for backup. Again. That's really an annoying creature, isn't it? Boom, get it. I mean, if a double poison is not that nice, but yeah, who cares? We're out of combat again, and in this game at least, poison ends with combat. Now then, time to go into the hotel and get a nice amount of sleep. Wim, 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 wim. Let's actually check if there are any new quests available. No. Okay, so far. Well, as I kinda said already, I have kinda decided what to do next. Next will be a bit of a grind stream. I don't yet know what sort of goal I want to set there. Maybe getting enough Zephyr to actually get me 4 of the highest level ones, which would require a lot of water Zephyr to get. Is this actually Zephyr, or am I just kind of confused myself? Yeah, doesn't really matter too much, that is, but no. I do kind of need to get my hands on some other good things. I mean, I do have a few things, but there's room for more, isn't there? Also, I really need to recalibrate this a bit. Especially if we want to fight against the Shining Bombs. The basic bitch strategy I'm using is basically use the Shadow Spear, which has an instant dead effect. And spam that, basically. So you usually get like 3 Shining Bombs, and if things go very well, you can deal all 3 of them with your 3 characters. Get it easier if you have 4, actually. That means we kind of missed a good opportunity to do it with Tita and Agathe. But then again, we can't really leave the city with all 4 of them, so me, can't really do much about that. It was a bit of a slow-paced episode, I'll admit, but it's an RPG. Talking and running around with, and talking even more with people is kind of one of the very important parts actually of the experience. Honestly, at least starting with the Trails in the Sky saga, I would point out that that is a very essential part of the Legend of Heroes series ever since. Can't kinda get not away without that, can you? Yeah, we'll see about this, and I'm also still kinda debating what is going to be the next Saturday standard stream. It will be, of course, following my usual logic of Fridays for Western RPGs. I have a long list of what I want to play there, so once I finish actually with Pillars of Eternity, I'm gonna have the same problem I have now. Because now that I have finished 1 year 2, I have a long list of titles I would actually like to play. But settling on one is a bit difficult always. I mean, you know, technically speaking, everything that is a JRPG, well, not necessarily an Eastern RPG, because it doesn't necessarily need to be a Japanese one. It could, technically speaking, also be, you know, a Chinese or Korean one, or I guess technically speaking also a Russian one, because they are also Eastern, technically speaking. But yeah, I'm still not too sure, but we still have some time. And I mean, there are some logical cases to be made. Randia 1, for example. I haven't played it personally, but it's apparently not at all a bad game. Which would make it kinda inviting after we just played Randia 2. But then again, you know, there are other good choices. It's difficult. It's difficult indeed. Well. Well, I will think about it a bit more deeply and then make a decision. Because that seems fitting. I mean, you know, sometimes you really just have to go by chance. For example, I still do really enjoy the Yakuza series, and I will of course continue playing that. If I had known beforehand, I probably would have set a specific day for it too, but then again that would actually take away the option of just playing it in between a bit, and games like this are really good for playing in between because you can somewhat time them, and I'm getting actually better at it, so there's that. But yeah, before my ramblings take on life of their own, we're gonna sit here for another hour, which would, well, after today at least kill myself, probably tomorrow very much so. As for tomorrow, same deal as today basically. I am home, at least if nothing comes up, from midday on, doing office stuff. So depending on how I can actually time things, I might do a midday stream. I'll try it, of course, because I do find that very much relaxing. But as I said, it's a bit of a I will try, but I don't want to make any promises, honestly. You know, at this point in time, you probably know me good enough to know that I don't like to make promises that I'm not too sure I can actually keep. So yeah, do keep your eyes out, but don't bet on it. Actually, if you want to get some ping nonsense about it, you can actually join the Discord if you so desire. If not, that's also totally cool, because honestly, I do like to let people make their own bloody choices. It's yours to make. The option is there, you have it, use it, abuse it, or don't, as you see fit. For the moment, however, without much further ado, I shall bid you adieu. Have a good one, and thanks for dropping by, of course, it is very much appreciated. As for easily nameable ones, I see no one here, and I see no one on the other side. Okay, for that, then, well, as for the more lurking kind of people, more people, I do feel appreciated too. Pat yourself on the shoulder, very much so, you deserve it. We've done a good job on this fine evening once more. And yeah, have a good one, and see you soon, as in tomorrow, at the latest in the evening. Hopefully a bit earlier. You know, one can hope and dream. At the earliest that much. Yeah. Until then, bye bye it is. Once again,